Well, for the first time ever, all 30 NBA teams will be going head-to-head for an in-season tournament, and I'm absolutely pumped. That's why I'm partnering with DraftKings. They've got an incredible offer for you to take advantage of. Right now, new customers who bet just $5, they get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Oh, that's a swish. Don't wait. Download the DraftKings app now. Use my promo code, TheLastStand, and stay in on the action and use your $200 in bonus bets on DraftKings same-game parlays for a shot at an even bigger payout. Combine multiple bets together from the same game, including total points scored, of your number of rebounds by your favorite player. You can get all that and more. And if you've already signed up for DraftKings, no problem. All customers can get a no-sweat same-game parlay or SGPX. If your bet doesn't hit, max reward limits apply. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers, use my promo code, TheLastStand, and bet just $5 on any wager and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code, TheLastStand, only at DraftKings Sportsbook.
It's The Last Stand. And here is your host, Brian Custer.
That's right. It is The Last Stand. I'm Brian Custer. We bring you the biggest names in the sport. And joining us now is the former UFC heavyweight champion of the world. He's now one of the hottest names in combat sports. Francis Ngannou joins us here on The Last Stand for the first time. How you doing, champ?
I'm doing good, Brian, and yourself?
Great, great. Hey, great to have you on. We saw you, your first boxing against Tyson Fury. Give us your thought. How do you think you did against Tyson Fury?
Well, I think I did great. I did more than what a lot of people was expecting. You know, I think I could do better than what I did, and yeah, I mean, I don't know if Tyson was on his 100% or if he took me very serious, but I think I did great regardless.
You know, I saw the post where you had Bud Crawford, Devin Haney, Eddie Hearn, Tim Bradley, all of them saying you had absolutely no shot. Did you surprise yourself at all in your performance?
No, because he wasn't. I mean, that might have been my first fight, but he wasn't my first time in the ring of boxing. So I knew that I can do it, you know, and I always knew, and that's the reason why I always wanted to do boxing. It wasn't just a dream; it was something that I have tried, that I have trained off, and then I really believe that I have a tools to set myself in the higher level. So that's the reason why I always wanted to do it.
Do you think, and it was interesting because obviously being a boxing aficionado, it was Fury who looked like the sloppy fighter. I mean, not only was his punches wide, his footwork was bad. He hit you with an elbow during the fight. Do you think he underestimated you?
Absolutely. I think he underestimated me. I mean, in some way, because like, you know, even I think he's the elite athlete, right? When he has a fight, he took it very serious, and he said it. Said it by his own. Like even at the press conference, he said, "I took 12 weeks of training camp, but you know, this little extra that you have to push this line, like you have to push every time because you think about the challenge and then how big he is." I think he was comfortable. He was training, but he was comfortable. Like, you know, he pushed, but he couldn't. There was still something in him that like, come on, man, I get this easy job, you know. And I think he didn't get that way because I see the way that I train, and I can guarantee you that he didn't train that. Because every time that I was about to stop, I was afraid. I'm like, man, I haven't done it all. And I'm going out there to climb the biggest mountain in my life. So I have to really give everything. So did I give everything today? And if I feel like I haven't give everything, or even if I have given everything, I still trying to do a little more because I never been in the boxing match. I never did 4 rounds officially. I never did 6, 8, but I'm going to do 10 with the best, with the guy that is durable, has a good endurance. And I'm like, man, how am I not going to be? I don't want to go out there and embarrass myself. I'm a professional athlete. I'm competitive. I want to go out there and then stand as a competitive, give people a competitive fight. I asked for this, they give it to me. It's time for me to prove that they were wrong to giving this to me. So, and I think that he didn't have that much of motivation that I had. It was about like motivation, this stuff that will make you push harder.
What was going through your mind when you knocked him down?
Oh, I was pretty good. I mean, I knew, like, during the process, I have watched Fury many times. I have watched him go down, take a strong hand, go down, like out of conscience, and then come back. So I knew I wasn't expecting, but at that moment, the only thing, because I was looking at him, his eye was open. He looks like he was all conscious, but I was just like, kind of like responding to like what he said to me from the beginning, at the beginning of the fight.
Yeah. And what did he say to you?
Like he said, I'm gonna let's go, something like let's go to school.
Well, you took him to school. You did. We saw video of you working out with Mike Tyson. We saw you with video working out with Teddy Atlas. You had two of the greats working with you. Who do you think helped you most going into this fight?
Well, going into this fight, I worked with Mike Tyson. The work with Teddy Atlas, we worked once, and that was like maybe 3 years ago. So into this fight, I work with Mike Tyson, and then with my team, Dewey Cooper and John Boomber and Eric Nixick.
So how did the money that you make from this fight compare to what you made in the UFC?
First of all, whatever would have been my next fight from the moment that I left the UFC was going to be a way different from what I made. Because in the past 3 years, even in the UFC, I was in the contract issue that I didn't want to sign a new contract that would have given me more money, but not enough, right? And also the condition and the term, and will also prevent me from doing a boxing, which is one of my ultimate dream that I wanted to do, right? So he would have been different. Even from my next MMA fight, it's completely different. I think like it's maybe more than everything that I have earned from in my life or in my career.
Wow.
So
just from that one fight.
I say even my MMA fight would have been more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got
I
it.
mean, you also have to understand that I wasn't getting much pay. Like our salary, basically from the beginning, your salary start very low. It's like 10 plus 10 and all those stuff. Moving your way up, you get to the point. You still out there maybe with almost 10 fights, so struggling. So yeah, but he was a lot different, way different.
So everybody wants to know, man.
And and
Is it?
and and also yeah, and also the treatment was completely different. The treatment was royal.
Wow, that's
We
great.
can we can go without mention that, man. We get a royal treatment. They treat me well, treat my family, get my family on the ring, get them all travel, put them on the ring side, watch me fight, treat them, took them out when they were there, visit the city, everything.
So everybody wants to know: is it boxing? Is it MMA? What's next for Francis Ngannou?
What's next for Francis Ngannou? Fight, baby, fight, just fight.
Listen, you're good because the reason why I asked that is Eddie Hearn said he's got talks with you to fight Anthony Joshua next. The PFL owner Don Davis says he's working on a mixed rules fight with Deontay Wilder. You tell us who's telling the truth. Who's next?
For sure, I'm in a business with PFL. I'm in a contract with them. I owe PFL a fight. So whatever they say is not a lie, first of all, to start. And secondly, the conversation of a mixed rule fight with Deontay Wilder also is it true, because even before this fight, we have been they have been bringing that out of discussion. So those two are true. Now, what Eddie Hearn said, I don't know. I think my team said they received a text message from Eddie, and I think that's all. And to from my knowledge, I met Eddie Hearn when I just separated with the UFC, and I think it wasn't interesting for them because I never heard back until the other day, until somebody stepped in, took all the risk, and now he's around.
For instance, do you think more fighters, and I'm talking about UFC fighters, is now going to follow your lead and try to take control of their career and do things like boxing?
I think everybody should take um, control of his career and do whatever he wants. Some people might just want to take control of the career and, I don't know, maybe go out there and dance a ballet or play tennis. Do you? I think that's what matters the most. Yes, I believe that. I don't know if they're going to take example on me, but they should do whatever they want. If and for some people, they are good in the UFC. You can just what works for you doesn't work with for everybody. Your dream is not everybody's dream. Everybody has his own dream. Everybody has his own peace. When somebody is finding his peace, good for him. We bless him, and then he do whatever he want. So you first have to find out if they want to do boxing. You know,
I
then you
got,
will say yes, do it.
yeah. Why do you think you and Jon Jones never got into the octagon in a UFC fight?
Well, first of all, when I was around, Jon Jones wasn't around. Even 3 years before, we were negotiating. I was asking for this fight. After a fight, I fought Jairzinho Rosenstruck. I was pushing so hard for Jon Jones because I knew the UFC was going to make a Stipe and DC the trilogy of Stipe and DC. So I wanted the Jon Jones fight, and they never brought that conversation up. I don't know. I think we both were asking for the UFC. So in my reason is the UFC. The UFC is responsible for this fight, and then after they will use it. They will use it against to paint out the narrative both sides. If it's me, they use it like, oh, I'm not doing the fight. If it's Jon Jones, so many times they have told me that Jon Jones doesn't want to do that fight. So
It's interesting because Dana White later said that he thinks that you and Jon Jones, like next year, would be the fight that would lure you back to the UFC for one more time. What do you think about that?
well, I think that fight should happen. And I always say, I've been claiming this fight. I think they can go back to the PFL and talk about this and make this fight happen.
I like it. I like it. All right, look, real quickly, we allow people to submit questions through social media. We got a number of them for you, but we'll just get to a couple. Rick on Twitter asks, give me the one tool in your boxing arsenal that you want to improve in your next boxing match.
Everyone. There is not the one thing that I would say, oh, this is good, I'm comfortable. Hey man, I'm a newborn in this world and I'm in lack of everything. So I don't take my performance from last week like a performance. I know that I still have a lot of hurdles in front of me.
Latino Heat asks, will you fight only top, well-known heavyweights, or will you fight someone like Derek Chisora?
I will fight. I prefer to fight the only top fighters, but I mean, why did I fight Tyson Fury? Because he was the top of the game. I wanted to get there in the top, and I want the best. I want a big fight. I want a big show. I want everything big. But at the end of the day, it's a sport. We do what we have to do.
Steezo asks, how do you rate Fury's punching power compared to the MMA guys you faced?
Fury he punched pretty good. I ate some of his shot. He punched very strong. Um, and and he was with 10-ounce glove because MMA fight is more like 4-ounce gloves, and Fury was this boxing is 10-ounce gloves, and then I think so far he's the top.
All right, they tell me I got to wrap this up, so we'll do this. The last segment of the show is called The Last Stand. I'm going to ask you 5 questions. You just give me the first thing that comes to your mind. You ready, champ?
Okay.
Here we go. In your opinion, who's the face of the UFC right now?
Israel Adesanya.
Ooh. Which is a bigger fight, you versus Deontay Wilder or you versus Anthony Joshua?
Deontay Wilder.
Are you the biggest puncher right now in combat sport?
Definitely.
How many more fights do you have left in you in your career?
Between around 8.
Last but not least, will you and Jon Jones fight in an MMA fight before your career is over?
I have no control on that. I want to, but I can't say.
I love it. I love it. I'm telling you, he's the biggest name in combat sports right now, Francis Ngannou. Champ, this was fun, man. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. You're welcome. See you, Brian.
All right. That's what we do here on The Last Stand. We bring you the biggest names in the sport, like Francis Ngannou. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you next week.